fibula, tibia.
We're a good-looking fetus.
These are
guys.
examples of words.
This band here.
These are only some of the words that can be chosen in a sentence.
All right, besides your actual performance, what's the weirdest thing that ever happened to you during a show?
I injured myself in a lesbian arm wrestling competition in Texas.
That's right.
I'm not even fucking with you. It was a big mistake because I suffered for the rest of the tour.
She was very strong.
And very serious.
She was stronger than us. And Matthias suddenly, in one of his impromptu speeches that he makes
In the
course
middle of
the
a
show,
song.
he, instead of his storytelling thing, he decided to challenge a woman in the audience to an arm wrestling contest, left the stage, went out into the room, and this woman stepped up and proceeded to
Whoop on my fucking ass. And I should have given up the first time because she was so strong. And I think I probably like tore something in my arm.
It was intense. She was great. She was a very beautiful black woman, and she stepped up and just was like absolutely composed and serious. And she was like,
Over the top.
it's like, whoa! You just see Matthias, because it was no longer a joke, She's like, oh shit.
It went on for a while,
In Austin,
too.
Texas, yeah. Because it lasted so long, that's how you
It was an
lost
outdoor show, and so the whole
It was
audience walked
110
over
degrees
to this
and like
picnic
100%
table.
humidity. It was unbelievably hot during the afternoon in Austin.
Strangest thing that
From
ever.
New York, it's believable.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Summers can be a punishing experience.
The strangest thing that ever happened to me was that I was kicked by a very small amphibious person from the inside.
Wow. Were they a fan? Did they pay?
They didn't pay.
Maybe
They
they were
snuck
like
in.
with the club owners.
They snuck in.
From within.
I got knocked out on stage once, but actually it was
by Dan.
Dan once hit me in the head so hard with the end of his bass that I lost an entire verse of a song. Got up and started singing, and I was singing verse 1, and they were on verse 2, and I was like, "What the hell, man? Why do these guys skip verse 1?" And I was like, this salty stuff in my mouth, and I was like, this like line of blood trickling down the white face, and I was like,
Was it really an accident?
"Hey, there are things."
Let's investigate that,
Yeah.
shall we?
Dan thought this was
wouldn't
my
call it
chance to brain this
strange.
fucker.
If someone asked you after your performance,
If.
Wait.
what just happened?
Are you asking us
Yes.
after our performance what
After
just
your
happened?
performance, someone came up to you and said, "What just happened?" How would you?
I think that is a question that they would be more suited to answer than any of us.
I would say that we initiated a contractual obligation with the owners of the venue, and we were scheduled to play to enact a performance. And upon doing so, we enacted that performance. And having paid the ticket price, you were subject to said performance, and you were also liable for any injuries you may have caused yourself during said performance. And Sleepytime Gorilla Museum LLC is not to be held accountable for any visions or injuries that you may have had during said performance. Thank you very much.
Physical, mental, or
The end.
otherwise.
Maybe a better question would be, what would you hope they would experience, and what would you hope that they would take from it?
Oh, I would hope they would have a moment of helpless joy, a moment of wiggling, of supreme and supine wiggling, that they would feel like they had been lying down, even if they hadn't. And if they had, that they should get up again. So a shift in position. We would hope that people would have some kind of basic shift in position.
Sifting positions. When I'm up there, what I'm trying to convey is that I'm a sifter.
You let certain things fall.
Yeah, let certain
that's
things fall.
okay.
I let the
You
bigger.
had a long day.
Yeah. The bigger chunks stay, and the smaller bits dissolve into my lap.
Now, do your songs spontaneously burst into existence, or is there a process that creates them?
We meet in a room,
A vault.
and no one speaks. It's actually, it's almost like a Quaker meeting house situation. No one says a word.
The boiling
and sometimes
begins.
it goes on for days.
The boiling, the
Really?
plugging and the boiling, and the pouring, and the straining.
All examples of words.
And the
Again.
Yeah.
stirring,
The stirring and the slurping.
chopping. There's
And
chopping.
then the musicking starts. It's a lifting. It's a lifting
cranking.
and then a cranking and then it's a dropping. And then a passing.
And there's some pounding and stomping.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a sifting, in my case
A
a
tasting.
sifting, a tasting, a finishing, and then
A glazing.
there's a glazing, and then there's a packing, a moving, a closing, a starting, a backing, a rolling, and a concentrating.
Ultimately.
Simple as that.
What are your thoughts on leeches?
I love them.
They've actually proved to be quite useful in the tour.
Did you ever see Stand By Me?
Yes.
There's some leeches in that film.
I think leeches are quite youthful. I think
Youthful in
leeches are
medicine.
among the invertebrates. They are some of the youngest and most youthful of all the invertebrates.
You can tell by their suckling ways.
They suckle divinely.
Indomitable spirit.
That's right. And sometimes, however, a leech will suckle falsely. And when a leech suckles falsely, it deserves the full weight of the community.
And they've got the cutest little ravening maw you ever did see.
The ravening maw, 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 ravening maw. We're sick, and we won't get any better. And we're willing to trade for it. We're willing to trade our sickness for. We're hoping to get a job at the beach, working with film students. Film students. We're hoping to go to the beach and work with film students. In exchange for our illness. In exchange for our sickness. In exchange for our burdens. We trade our burdens for anything. A film student and a burden. We're burdened.
The burden of film students.
Roberta's a film student.
Film students have all gone birding.
Film students can't get a good movie anymore. I scared the living daylights out of the film students.